I'm Stacy. I'm back for another little sesh called Chitty Chats with Stacy. And I have with me someone that I'm excited to meet. This is Eric, and I'm going to let you say your last name so I don't butcher it.
Nachtigal.
Nachtigal. All right. So Eric is one of the wonderful members on the resilience team with ESSDACK. And I'm excited to just introduce you and have you here today and just have a conversation about who you are and what you do. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited to be here, and I appreciate you having me, Stacy. Like I said, I am Eric Nachtigal. I am the behavior intervention consultant for ESSDACK. I have spent the last 29 years in public education and working with teachers and students, with a large majority of those years in counseling, teaching, and now behavioral intervention and social emotional support. So my goal is just, help kids who are struggling. Some of those kids that we might say are tough kids or things like that, and they just need support, and there is so much hope for them. So my mission in life is to get in there with those kids, give them hope, give them joy, help them be resilient, build their resilience, and make a great impact on their life.
Love that. So one of the things we like to do on this little show is talk about why you got into this. So you said you've been doing this for 29 years. Is that what I heard you say?
This is year number 29. Yes, that's correct.
Wow. Okay. So how does one decide, hey, I'm going to stay in the biz for 29 years? This isn't an easy business to stay in. This isn't an easy profession, right? This is when I meet people who've been in education and educational settings for longer than a decade, really, there's a calling in that. And so tell us a little bit about how you landed in this profession.
I actually recall from a very young age helping out in daycare centers and teaching swimming lessons. And I remember even before high school, going into high school, even before college, and you got to check where you got to pick a major. I was bound and determined to work with kids. I was going into education. I went to college, and they said, well, what's your major going to be? Elementary ed. There was no hesitation. And, I have not looked back since. And I really have loved every minute. Like you said, education is tough. Not to say there's not tough moments. There haven't been tough moments.
Sure.
But what keeps me coming back day in and day out is the kids, and that they need the support of loving, caring adults. There's research out there in the brain research, and I've heard wonderful people such as yourself talk about how one caring adult can change the trajectory of a child's life, move a child from at risk to at hope. And so, that just drives me. And I've done a lot of research and a lot of reading about trauma and ACEs. And I think what excites me the most and working with kids the most is that trauma can be healed through powerful relationships, through positivity, through supporting kids. And so when you talk about behavior and trauma and things like that with kids, the drive for me to help adults who are helping kids and directly help the kids is just such a passion that I want to keep doing it for a long time, because I think it can change the world.
Oh, I love that. Change the world. That's what we always say around here. We change lives, we change the world.
Yeah.
And so I love that you're saying that, because I think it's so important to talk about the reasons people are staying in education. And you're talking a lot about that. Helping the kids is huge. But one of the things you said that I think is really important is also helping the adults. And education is a team sport, right? Education is a team sport. Everybody has to be helping each other to succeed, because I think you're all moving towards the same goal. And when you have those little buddies that are tough, the more the merrier. The more people on the team, the better the little buddy is, I think. And so it sounds like there's lots of reasons that you've stayed. And it also sounds like you knew just very early on what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I must admit, credit to my parents. They were both educators for many years. So
okay,
the foundation was there. The example was there. I saw the powerfulness of what they did with kids. So that really laid the foundation for me. But like you were talking about in schools, I had my own journey of kind of, let's go from, behaviorism to more brain research and trauma informed and trauma responsive approaches. So I had my own, but when you talk about those challenging, those kids with ACEs, the kids with trauma, the kids that need that extra support, that their brains are wired differently, you kind of alluded to that theory of it takes a village. And I go into schools, and when I work with teachers, and this teacher is working with this kid, and they are dedicated, they are loving. There are so many wonderful teachers out there, but
Agreed.
we really, really in schools, we need to take an all hands on deck approach. Let's surround those kids with so much positivity, so much connection, and give them so much belonging in schools that they want to come to school, that they want to do their best, because they are so connected, not only first and foremost to their teacher, but to other adults who are filling their buckets every single day. So it really is, like you were talking about, it's an all hands on deck with all kids, but maybe some of those kids who have a little more struggles in their life, and your heart goes out to them. So again, that goes back to kind of why I want to do it. Those are
Love
the kids
it.
who need our help.
What's your favorite age of kids to work with?
I'm going to have to go with second grade, because that's what I taught. I mean, elementary in general, I love the little ones, but I taught second grade. And if anybody asks me of all my roles I've ever done in education, I will always go back to that. There was something powerful about having your own little family for a year and gathering those little kids into your heart and teaching them and molding them and having your positive influence on them and growing. Yeah, that was powerful to me. So
Love it.
elementary in general, but second grade.
Love it. So one of the questions I ask often on this show is, all this work you do on the professional side, how much of what you learn professionally lands in your personal life? How much of this work are you using in your personal life?
A lot. I probably should use more. For full honesty, I should probably use more.
Yeah.
But a lot. When you dive into that brain research, when you dive into empathy, when you dive into things like more positives than negatives, and how your brain reacts, and taking deep breaths and calming strategies that you teach kids and you teach adults to teach kids, it sinks in. And maybe I admit it, we get set in our ways as adults. Yeah. But slowly but surely, when you start teaching it and you see it effective with adults and kids, it's like, oh, I should start using this too. This could help me when I'm interacting, with my partner, spouse, all that, or other people in public. It's like, oh, they're having a brain reaction. It's not a character issue, it's a brain. And I'm going to help them. I'm going to respond. I'm going to take deep breaths. So you can't help but integrate it into your life. Again, full disclosure, I should do a little better. I'm a work in progress, probably like everybody else.
Aren't we all? I use it so much, Eric, that my family's like, Mom, could you just stop? Like, we know what dysregulation looks like. You're in it right now. Could you just pause? We want to move on. I'm like, you're fair. That's fair. It's fair. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about this conference. So I'm coming to Kansas in November. I'm super excited. I want to know, A, have you been to this conference before? And B, what are you most excited about when it comes to the Building to Resilience conference?
Yes, I have been. So I worked in a public education setting for 28 years. This is literally my first year at ESSDACK. But the reason I am at ESSDACK is because of Bridging to Resilience and going there.
Great. Okay.
I mean, so it influenced me amazingly. Like, I feel like it changed my whole philosophy of teaching with kids and how to approach kids and how to help struggling kids. Bridging to Resilience changed my life. So it is a wonderful conference. So it is literally why I came to ESSDACK. One of the ladies that we have working there who's amazing, Rebecca Lewis Pankratz. I saw her do a keynote there. I saw her sessions, saw Jim Sporleader there. I am so looking forward to hearing your keynote because I've taken your course on Go Be You. So it's just, Bridging to Resilience, it's a great conference. It's a national conference. I can't wait to be there. But yeah, it changed my life. The sessions that you go to there are brilliant. There are wonderful speakers who will give you applicable things to helping kids immediately.
Love it. Love it. Well, I am so excited we had this time today, Eric, because I want to make sure that my people know about the conference, but also know about the humans behind it, right? When we dig into humans, I think that what we find is we all have a lot in common. Yeah. And the reason that we're doing this work is very personal. There's something that's landed in our hearts that say, we got to get out here and we got to change lives and we got to work together and we got to impact things. And so I appreciate you taking the time with me today. I'm so excited to meet you in person.
It's going to be great. Thank you for having me today. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
All right. I'll see you soon. Thanks,
Okay.
Eric.
Thank you.